Hey everybody, this is Jim LeDuc. Great to see you again. I'm starting a new series on my YouTube account and through Facebook and getting in touch with some of my old friends. You know, I did a lot of psych videos because I taught psychology for 25 years and taught school for 26 and retired a couple of years ago. And I really enjoyed doing the psych videos, but a lot of people do them. But a lot of older people don't do videos, YouTubes, because they're forgetful and they don't know how to do it, and they need their kids and grandkids to show them how, and they get frustrated, so they just go watch TV. Well, I'm going to change that because I'm starting what I'm calling the Old Guy Show, and I'm going to talk to you about getting old because that's what's happening to me. As you can see, I'm wearing glasses because it's getting later on in the afternoon and evening, and my eyes start to dry out, and then I can't see as well, and when I blink, my contacts stick to the inside of my eyelids, and then I have to go for a long search, try to find where it is inside the back of my eyeball, and it gets pretty difficult and painful and annoying. So I just put on the old eyeglasses since I've accepted my aging with grace and maintaining a sense of humor. Well, tonight I wanted to share with you, I'm going to share with you some issues about getting old. And there's a lot of them. Boy, we're going to have some fun later on in the show. Other shows I want to have some guest speakers on. We can talk about getting old together. And so any of you who are my friends who have been around a while like me and want to have a nice interview, we can plan that somewhere down the line. But for tonight, I want to talk about something about aging that's been on my mind, and it's concerning, of course, and irritating, and it bugs me, but I have learned to accept it. I don't think I'll ever be able to embrace it, but I have learned to accept it, and that is nose hair. Now, I could talk to you about ear hair, but, you know, I'm not going to do that tonight. I've just recently trimmed off with a hair trimmer the crop that's growing on the top of my ears and the side. I get some good foliage over there, and then in the little crevice there I get some good growth. But and you know, those things, when you pull them out, they hurt like heck. But I'm reminded of a friend of mine at church one time. He was older, like way older than me. He's passed on, and I was talking to him, and he was in the direct sunlight, just in the right position where the sun was shining on this thick grayish silver hair that was sticking straight out the side of his ear. And it was about an inch long, and it was thick, and it was gross. And I couldn't understand what he was saying. I couldn't concentrate. I wanted to say, hey, Ken, stop. I can't understand what you're saying because of that ear hair that's sticking out of your ear is just too dang noisy. Can I pull it out? I wanted to pull that thing out so bad. I'm sure it would have twisted his ear up into a ball. But anyway, I'm not going to talk about that. Tonight I'm going to talk about nose hair. And over the years I've tried a few different devices. You know, I got that little thing that you, with the razor blade and the little comb, and you work that around. It's kind of painful. It doesn't work that well. So then I graduated to this nose hair clipper. And it's battery operated. The battery goes down in here, and you turn on the switch. Real easy. Listen to that baby hum. And you can just stick it in there. Oh, you can hear it grinding away. You got to point it right at the stalk of the hair and get it good. But the batteries wear down, and after a while it starts to hurt. It starts to catch on the hair. Kind of like when your mom was cutting your hair when you were a kid and the clippers got dull because you're the youngest kid and you got the last haircut. And she starts like yanking the hair out with the clippers, besides melting them. And she'd catch them with the clippers and like gouge them, and they, you know, it would hurt, and she'd say, hold still, and she'd hold your head like that. Well, those days are gone. But for my nose hair, I got tired of that. So then I upgraded to the rechargeable one. So you got the little button there, a little rechargeable. And it recharges about an hour or so. Listen to that thing hum. Oh, yeah. Oh, listen to that baby. Awesome, awesome. But I ended up reverting back to old school. My daughter's cosmetologist, and one time for my birthday, she did a nose wax. And I have looked for a long time, and finally I found a really good nose wax kit. In fact, there's a lot of them out there. But I have one that's very simple. It's a box. Of course, the postage covers the name, but it's got these syringes in it and these little plugs, and it's even got some tweezers right here. You got some little tweezers so you can yank out the ones that you miss. But here's all you do. You get these syringes. I'm going to use 2 of them tonight. These 2 syringes right here. And all you do is stick them into a hot cup of water, and you set the timer. You got the little hourglass. So I'm going to start the hourglass timer like so, and I'm going to put those babies in. It was boiling water, and just let them get nice and hot. They have a screw-on tip. I'll show you an extra one here. They have a screw-on tip right here. So that stays on there so the wax doesn't drain out. But it's just like a little syringe. It's real easy. And you just screw it off. Oh, this is fantastic. You kids and grandkids, you have an older guy that's like a grandpa, get him one of these for Christmas. He'll love you forever. He'll put you in the will right on the top of the list. I guarantee it. But anyway, let's check and see how my hourglass is coming. It's pretty close to being done. The water has cooled down because when I started this, it was boiling, and it's cooled down a little bit, but I'm sure it's still hot enough to make this work. So what we're going to do is I'm going to take the syringes out of the water in just a minute here, and I'm going to unscrew the cap and put a little disc on there, and then I'm going to stick it up my nose. I'm going to squeeze the hot wax into my nose. I'm going to let it set for a few minutes, and I'm going to yank it. So I think it's probably about ready. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take off. Oh yeah, it's really hot. So I'm going to take off. I'm going to screw off this little tip here, and then I'm going to get one of the discs that I screw on. You can see the wax kind of coming out of there. See that? I'm going to screw on that tip, nice and tight. Okay, like that. And then I'm going to stick it up my nose. And I'm going to squeeze that hot wax into my nose. Oh, I can feel it going. I can feel it. It's entering my nose. It's warm. It's getting up in there. I want to get all of it. I want to get every last ounce of that wax. Cooled off a little bit. That's still pretty hot. I think it's going to work. I'm just going to leave it hanging there. Let me get the other one out here. Nice and hot. Oh yeah, it's hot. And I'm going to unscrew the tip and get the disc. Sorry, okay. You know, my dexterity isn't what it used to be. All right. So now I'm going to screw this disc on there like so. Screw it on. And I'm going to let her rip right up this nostril. And there goes the hot. Ooh, I can feel that. Yeah. That's good stuff. Okay. Now, when my daughter did this for my birthday a long time ago, I'm going to let it get set in there and start to cool off. And as it solidifies, it grabs onto that hair and it's going to yank it out right at the root, and it's awesome. So anyway, she said, well, I'm going to count to 3, Dad. 1, 2, 3, and then pull it out. Well, here's what she did. She went 1, 2, and she pulled it out on 2. Now, that one didn't work quite as well. I did a practice run tonight. It's been a little rusty on the old video skills. But this one should be ripe and ready to go because it didn't work the first time I tried it because I'm an old guy, right? I'm an old guy. So I mess up. I forget. You know, I don't know who I am, where I am. I get these little, I'm not going to talk about my shorts. I'm not going to, anyway, let's move on. So I think it's about time. So I'm going to pull this out here. 1, 2, and 3. Oh, I don't want you to see this because it's pretty gross, but let's see how I can get, I got to get up a little higher. Oh, look at that crop, man, let me tell you. And it takes the roots all the way down to the roots that was hair out, and oh man, that is refreshing. That is like being up in a meadow up in the mountains with butterflies and daisies and sunflowers, and the robins are chirping in the trees, and the little deer prancing about in the meadow. Can't you just smell it? It's incredible. So I'm going to be doing these shows, and we're going to be introducing all different kinds of things for old guys. We're going to get down and dirty a little bit. We're going to get real, because you guys who are old, you got to come to terms with some things. And I'm going to help you come to terms with things in a professional, well, no, that's not me, but in a humorous way that will ease the tension and the strain and make you a little more relaxed and accept it a little bit better. So I'm going to take a break. I'm going to go down and ice my nostrils for a little while. They feel a little inflamed, but also liberating. So it's been great. I look forward to seeing you guys on my next show, hopefully one a week, but you know, I might be forgetful. I may not be able to schedule it. I might be taking a nap. You never know. I might be watching reruns of my favorite shows. So I'll try to make it every week, and we'll see how it goes. But I hope you'll subscribe. Now, I don't know what that means. I think you push a button somewhere, but I'm an old guy. But everybody says, please subscribe. Please press that subscription button down there and subscribe so that I can make money. I don't know anything about that. I just do this because it's fun. And frankly, I get bored with my extra time because I'm retired. But anyway, subscribe, will you? Just subscribe if there's a subscribe button, which maybe if some of my younger friends recognize there isn't, they'll help me and give me some training and hold my hand and help me do it so I'm not feeling quite so fragile. Okay, back with it. Anyway, take care, and I'll see you in about a week. And remember, age with humor, age with class. Even if there's some stuff running out of your